goaded, and he fell for it. It happens.
Yeah, it's not that what he did was that bad. It's the fact that he came out in the press and he said what he said beforehand. If he hadn't said any of that, then maybe this whole situation wouldn't be looked on as badly. But you can't say everything that you said and then go and turn around in a game that the manager's trusted and put his faith into you, and then go and do what he did.
I hear it. We've got Terry in the house. Look at him. Just look at what he's doing.
Oh, really, Terry?
He's Terry, really? Why?
Why, Terry?
You come here to terrorize us.
Really? Show, and this is what you want to do, Terry. I'll remove you. I told you I'm in control now, bro. Kesh, let me ask you a question now. If I give you the choice now of Zaha or Pepe, who are you choosing, please?
None of them.
Oh, stop it. Tell the truth.
I'm choosing none of them. I'm telling you, I'm choosing none of them. There's better players out there than both of them. We just need to get back to the basics. Stop using this stat DNA shit, and go and actually use scouts, actual scouts, to identify players. Because you can't just rely on stats. You've got to use the eye test. And I feel that's where we've been going wrong. When you look at numerous other signings like Mustafi, Xhaka, it all comes back to using the stat shit. It doesn't work. So I don't want to see how we can continue with that.
On that, can I just make, like, everybody's aspiring to be like Liverpool at the moment. Liverpool, the best team in the league. We all know that. They won the Premier League last season. They won the Champions League the season before. If you look at Jurgen Klopp and how he rebuilt that squad, the majority of the players most of the players that he signed came from Premier League clubs like Wijnaldum and Mane, and all these players came from Premier League clubs. So they didn't have to have the time to settle into the Premier League because they already knew the league. So maybe that's what clubs like Arsenal and Manchester United should start doing, because like with Nicolas Pepe, for example, it doesn't look like we're ever going to see the best of him, and you just don't know whether he's going to be any good in the league, and you sort of taking a bit of a punt on him, and it's cost you £72 million, and it's not worked out.
£72 million for a punt is a joke. Igal, come on, I'm waiting. Where's the positive spin, bro? Where is it?
Listen, great men, what they do is they bounce back, and at this point, he's at his lowest point.
Igal,
he's at his lowest point. He's at his lowest point. This is the lowest point of his Arsenal career. He just got sent off for making a silly mistake. He's let the team down. He's let the fans down. He's let the whole club down, and he's deeply sorry as a person. And you know what? At this point, when a person's down, everyone needs to help them pick themselves back up. At this point, if we give up on the man as a fan base, and we give up on him as a club, and the owners give up on him, and the players give up on him, and the coach gives up on him, we just destroy our asset. And at the end of the day, they look at him as an asset. As us, as fans, we look at him as our player. And you know what? This is a bad moment. Yesterday, I was emotional. I said some things that I might regret. But right now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. He's a man down, and I'm not going to kick a man when he's down. I'm going to build him back up.
Wow. Sam, I see you nodding there. What? You agree or...
No, you have to agree with Igal, because really he's our player. At the end of the day, he's not a Chelsea fan. He's an employee of Arsenal Football Club, and I don't agree with criticizing him personally, because that's not a role. Some of the criticism is deserved. Really, his performance, his attitude stinks, because you pointed it out. He has had 3 managers and he hasn't performed, and he's a £72 million player. And do you remember when we signed him? Yeah, everyone hyped him up to be this next Robert Pires. It's Thierry Henry combo. We're going to get dragged in top 4.
Whoa.
Well, we never said that.
No, I'm not saying you, but I heard some Arsenal fans comparing to that. And just need to take a chill pill, because listen, we got to back him.
Chelsea wanted Pepe over Pulisic. Chelsea fans wanted Pepe over Pulisic. Manchester United fans wanted Pepe that summer. A lot of people wanted Pepe. Pepe was a hot asset. When we got him, Josh Kroenke said, be excited. And you know what? For the time before he played, we're excited. Right now, he's been a little bit of a letdown. But when people say he's the worst signing in Premier League history,
that's the generation.
Igal, I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as I love your positivity, I don't know if I've met one person who said that Chelsea wanted Pepe. Manchester United, yes, I agree. But Chelsea, I'm not too sure. But you know what,
Chelsea
Igal,
wanted Pepe.
because I respect you and because I like you, I'm gonna just believe what you say.
Listen.
I'm just gonna do
No,
that.
from Chelsea fans, from their own mouths,
Chelsea
they
wanted
said when they got Pulisic, they would have rather had Pepe. They would have
but
before
that's
they
not the
seen either
club.
of them
That's not
kick
the
a
club.
ball in the Premier League.
No. I disagree with that.
Either of them, before
Do you know
either
what's
of them
mad, right?
kick a
Liverpool
ball.
wanted Pepe. Liverpool looked at Pepe 110%. They inquired. He basically said, I don't want to sit on your bench. He went to Arsenal. It was a good scalp. I know Man United fans were on socials talking about Pepe. In that same summer, it was who would you prefer, Pepe or Jadon Sancho was the question. And it was like, no, 110% would take Pepe. And that's all being said by people that I know for facts. Do you know how I know people don't watch? And the more that these people go on YouTube, the more content they make on YouTube, the more you realize they don't watch French football, they don't watch German football, they don't watch anything because they're always making content. When they're watching these games, bruv, when are they watching these games? Like, they want Pepe because they're like, who is he, first of all? Oh, I know who he is. He's that wicked player I got in a pack on FIFA. He's that guy with good ratings on Football Manager. He's well fast. Like, literally, like, they don't have any idea about these football players. They have none whatsoever. And they start chatting.
Before you go, Cash. But why kick a man when he's down? At this point, Terry, I feel like you need to build somebody up. Let's be honest, guys. Let's keep it real. You guys can give up on him if you want to give up on him. But as long as he's at the club, we as fans have a duty to support the guy. We can be critical, but when he's on the pitch, you don't want him to do bad.
Bro.
Go on, Kish.
We've been supporting this guy for over a year now. Yeah, a top player don't need over a year going into 2 seasons to settle. I hear his agent come out. Was it this morning saying, "Oh, he's still a player, still trying to adapt to the league." Bro, that is total bullshit for me. You either say how it is, and he can't. He doesn't cut it. He does not cut it, bro.
Can I ask you a question? Because I know you're honest. When it comes to him, there's 2 things I'm going to say. First, I'll make a statement and a question. First thing is, wanting him to fail and not criticizing him are not the same thing. Abusing him and being disgusting is one thing, but saying, I guarantee Arsenal fans want him to do well, but they just don't have faith in him. The second element is this. I'm all about giving players time. You got to see something in a big game, in a big moment. He scored a goal against Man United that I remember. Of course, it was against my team. I remember him dribbling past Van Dijk. That's it. There hasn't been, like sometimes the player, you get moments in every game. We go, oh, there's something there. I watched Pepe in the Premier League. There's nothing.
Let me be fair before you jump in, Kesh. I will admit, I saw Pepe do good things against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. I'll never forget, I had Arsenal fans coming to me saying, if I could get a performance like that from Pepe in cup finals and semi-finals, because I think, he kind of did this thing there too, I would take that with the dead performances he gives me for the rest of the season. Now, for me, I don't know how I feel about that even now, because it rubs me up the wrong way a little bit. But, Kesh, I can see you don't agree.
That makes me sick. Honestly, whoever said that, have a hard look at yourself in the mirror, bro. The season is a very long season, and you're not guaranteed to make it to a final. So what else is going to be doing if he doesn't make it to a final?
Chilling. Vibes.
This is the problem with Arsenal, and this is the problem with the players we've got. If you're playing for a big club, you need players who perform 4 games out of 5. And too many of our players will put in 1 good performance and then have 4 shocking performances. Nearly swore then.
I hear you, but let's not lie, guys. Pepe has something. He's got an ability. We know he can beat a man. We know that he can dribble. We've seen him dribble past Buddy Van Dijk, and no one did that for what? A year? Over a year? So you can't deny that he's got some quality. So what's the problem?
I can be honest here and say, as much as he has shown that he hasn't adjusted and he's given us problems, his output has not lived up to the 72 million price tag. That's where we have, as fans, been asking for. We've been asking for more. We wanted him to do what Jota's doing at Liverpool, scoring 4 goals in a bounce game after game. And that's what he hasn't done. I love the guy. I love all our players, but he has not shown us enough for us to stick our necks on the line 24/7. I'm coming out here backing him because he's deeply sorry for what he did, and I just don't want this to be the end of his career. Guys, he's going to be here for the rest of the season at least. So we have to understand he should be able to provide us more than Reece Nelson and a Willian at least.
Don't you think that Pepe is too predictable though? Because whenever I see him play, I never see him go past the man and then whip a wicked ball into the box. He's always constantly cutting in on his left-hand side all the time. And I just think that teams have probably figured that out now. It's not.
He's predictable. You're right.
He reminds me of when you used to see you and your mates used to play in the school playground. It's just street football. Everyone's just giddy-headed, just running all over the pitch. No sense of ideas of what he's meant to be doing. He doesn't know his job out there. He's lost. He's freestyling. Half of the time he's cutting in because he's one-footed and he's trying to take a shot up. But 9 times out of 10, that's got to be a worldie to even go in.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Brandon, Kesh, both of you are saying that he's too predictable. You're right. I've never seen him beat a man on the outside. I've never seen him playing on the right flank, take on his man on the outside, whip a ball in with his right. He even put a cross in against Leeds and it hit the crossbar. And I hear Arteta saying, we hit the crossbar after the game. I'm thinking, did we? And it's only now that it's triggering. He meant the Pepe cross/shot. And it's poor. It's really, really poor. I have to say. But I don't know.
The whole team has been predictable though.
You're right. Yeah. You can't say that. You can't say that, Miguel. You can't do it. I'm sorry.
Listen, I saw more from a Saka in space of 15 minutes with a man down. For a 18-year-old, 19-year-old to be carrying the weight of shoulders of Arsenal on his shoulders, and these senior pros, he's been in the game for how long, he's doing nothing. That to me, there's something drastically wrong going on.
I would say that Reece Nelson came on after he got the red card and looked way more threatening than Pepe.
There's a massive difference in it all, though. These youngsters, they play for this. They play for the badge. They die for the club because they've been there since they was very young.
The thing
that's the difference you see between Saka and Pepe. Pepe's a player with.
I'll say the thing is that that's the dying breed in football. Because the majority of footballers don't really care about the badge anymore. This is the problem with Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, we have too many players that don't pay for the badge and they care about themselves.
It's not a dying breed. It's not a dying breed, Daniel. It's how you recruit. Like, you've got to be evaluating these players before you bring them on board. Find out what their character's like. What's their inspiration? What they're trying to do in the game. And that's how you should recruit for me. You can't just bring a player. I don't believe you can be the best player in the world, the best technique, but if your mindset is not right and you ain't trying to go in the right direction that I want the club to go into, I don't want you at my club.
But hold on, let me
I'm seeing that. Same with Aubameyang though. I mean, we bought him, and everyone said he has attitude issues. He's cancer in the dressing room, and that's proven to be wrong since he's come in. So sometimes it's not all about personality. There's a deeper layer in the fabric.
Let me just ask a quick question. You're an Arsenal scout, all of you, and you look at Pepe and you see him doing that every game. He's scoring his goals. He's doing what he needs to do. How are you supposed to find out about his attitude? Because as far as they could see, it was fine. He was celebrating goals. He was doing his thing. He's not making people. He's scoring penalties. He's taking on his man.
Yeah, but when I say attitude, I'm talking about your mentality, you're a winner. You can do all of that, but you might not be a winner in it. You can't be. If you look back at Wenger's teams, if you're talking talent, a lot of these players, the players that he had with his life with Shamak, they didn't come close to these guys. But what Shamak actually had, he had a ambition. He was a terrible striker, but he had ambition. He did. He had more of a drive to get goals than Lacazette. Without a fact. That's a fact.
What? I have no idea where you're coming from. Are you saying he worked harder? Are you saying he worked harder?
Just look at his movement. Look at where he wants to be to get goals. You can't get goals with some of the things that these players are doing. You can't get goals. Like I said, you never see him make a burst of run after laying off a pass and get into the box. He doesn't do that.
That's because we don't get past the halfway line, mate.
No, but even before that, even on the Vanguard, you don't see Lacazette do that.
Okay.
There's
Stop.
no desire to do that.
Yes. Are you challenging the whole club's work ethic or just that one
The
player?
whole club, from owner to recruitment to players, the whole club, mate.
Okay. Stop. 1 second. The major difference between when Emery left and to Freddie Ljungberg to end of Arteta's reign, the biggest thing that we did was we created problems for the other people in their own box. We pressured them. We made them make mistakes. We haven't been doing that this season. We haven't been pressing from the front. We haven't been pressing as a team. We haven't been a unit when we're throughout the whole entire game. The only time you see us do that was against Manchester United. To me, that is a bigger problem than individual players not getting into the right position. The whole team's not playing cohesively.
That to me comes down to character, mate. That comes down to character. They decide when they want to turn up and when they want to turn down. That's it for me.
Damn. And Terry, as a rival fan, and I know you must be enjoying this a little bit. As much as you say that our team's in the same boat, I know that there's a little twinkle in your eye. I can see it, bro. I've seen it.
Always rivalry, isn't it?
But is there any part of you, if you try and put salt aside, that believes that Pepe can come good? Any part of you at all? Damn.
Not for what you want from a £72 million player. I think he won't even reach Nani's level. So you think Lewis Nani? He's not as good as Lewis Nani. And I'm trying to think of like comparables.
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean, for £72 million, I want from him. Do you know what? Like Theo Walcott's a better football player.
Facts.
Theo better. So for me, that's
what are we saying now? What are we saying?
Facts.
What are we saying now?
Bro.
No,
I mean,
Theo.
I'm not even trying to be salty. I legitimately mean that. For me, yeah, he is. Yeah, Theo Walcott was a better football player, and I legitimately don't think you were gonna get much more than you're currently seeing from him. And do you know what will happen if he stays? And you can clip it up. There'll be moments. There'll be little patches in seasons where he scored 3 games running. Terry he scored a goal against United. He's thereabouts. For £72 million, you need someone who is scoring and creating 25 goals a season minimum at his age as well. Man's not 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The thing. And on the point around scouting, I don't even know if it's an attitude thing. This is the thing about scouts and due diligence that football clubs need to do. There's things that they should be seeing. There are elements that they need to be seeing as a football club that Arsenal Football Club are clearly not that you're not doing as a football. There are things that you should be doing as a football club that you're not. Your scout should know how to look for those things that Bayern Munich have mentioned about him needing that level of space. We've said it about managers in the past. You need to do your due diligence and know how a manager behaves when he's under pressure, when he's in the friend, when he's in a good space, how he handles conflicts. You know, all these little things that need to be tested. I don't think these clubs are doing their work.
Terry. The thing is, it's not scouts. Bayern's using scouts. Arsenal's not using scouts. And that's one of the reasons why Mislintat said, I'm off. He slinged his hook and said, I'm gone. Because he knows what they're doing can't work without actual ITIS. Like, you can use stats, but you've got to apply the ITIS with it as well. You can't just solely go off stats. What does that mean? I think it was Bastos at Sporting Lisbon. I think he scored off every single touch he takes in the box. And a lot of people was hyping up on Twitter, and I was like, hey, this player wouldn't even get close to a top team if you actually watch it.